Universities that are openly really left/right-winged are bad for future generations. For the past 3 years I have gone to a university that is very partisan, and you will almost immediately be cancelled if you even consider or voice the other side. I believe universities should be urged to be nonpartisan and teach both sides of the political spectrum and allow students to pick which political party they think would best benefit their country instead of indoctrinating. Being a very partisan school only adds to the horrible political divide we live in today. There are right-winged colleges. In France, where I'm from, if a teacher teaches a student on how a religion/political party is better than others, they lose their license. What universities are right-wing? My impression has always been that all uni in the States are left-wing except Utah perhaps. I never knew that. The US is one weird fucking country. Would be illegal in most European countries. Political bias has no place in education, simple as that. LOL, are there any openly right universities besides comedic religious LARPs like Liberty? Maybe Chicago. This goes for anything. Especially you feckers out there who subscribe to political subs that don't allow people to comment unless they're certified your political side. You know who you are. Y'all are undeniably brainwashed. XD, I don't care which side you're on. The fact that you stick to a side in the first place is already too much, and your hate makes me stronger. Why are there free speech zones at universities? Why isn't free speech allowed in general? It's part of our constitutional rights. When I was at college, I don't think I was ever told something political as part of course curriculum. Anytime politics came up, it was a professor's opinion or a student's. I'd be curious to hear what specifically people are referring to when they say this. Also, by the time you get to university, you should have enough mental capacity to understand what's happening. Adults are being indoctrinated all the time by various media sources, but it's not considered a problem because adults can think for themselves. I would agree that biased universities are really bad in the same sense that biased news is really bad, but I wouldn't call biased news really bad. In our country, we actually want to get rid of political parties from universities since they usually get special treatment when their political party is in power. Not to mention they cramp the hallways and fill them with flyers. Yet I'm in an art degree. You only get A's if you align with the school's views. Also, you can make politically driven work, but only if it mocks conservatives and Orange Man. It's kinda annoying that I have to assimilate into the circle jerk, can't even be neutral. A lot of history classes also view extremist left, socialist, Marxist, and communistic atrocities in a positive light, for instance, the Paris Commune. Every art exhibition shown to us is an allegory to our side good, other side bad. Some are about how there's the delusional who listen to divisive information, and the educated who have heard Bernie's teachings, depicted with cartoonish photography of naked people with angry faces, then with happy faces. It's all a joke. All hive-minded and brainwashed. I just want my degree so I can have some sort of credibility to my name. I don't know if this is an unpopular opinion. In my opinion, anything too extreme is bad. University is a place to challenge thoughts, which means you need to hear both sides. Open left, right, or whatever is dumb, period. This country is being divided from within ourselves for nothing because of this shit. I hope our kids figure it out. Why wouldn't you name the university? Politics should not be involved in education. People go to schools for education, not for propaganda. It's kind of funny. I go to a famously liberal university in one of the most liberal states in the country. I'm a mechanical engineering major. The thing is, even though the university seems rather liberal, there is definitely a conservative underbelly to it. I have met people who are solid red Republicans, and have had guys talk locker room talk in front of me. I think a good amount of students, a third, have at least some conservative views. Professors were also rather unbiased for the most part, I found. Then again, not too much politically going on. Sure, they might have implied their political and religious views, but at the same time, did not say that theirs was the better choice. I think though that the economist professors had the most complicated and researched views though. Agreed. Universities should expose students to all political views. The political divide is not created nor furthered by colleges. The idea that colleges should teach both sides of the spectrum is just fucking stupid. For one, they're not teaching either side. Obviously some profs have their own leanings that can come through in their lectures or teachings. But that isn't moving the needle one way or another. It literally doesn't matter. The only reason some colleges are viewed as one way or another is b/c the students collectively aggregate and start their own movements within it. It is not led or fed by the school itself. People don't even realize that it's partisan at all, which is the bigger problem in my opinion. When kids are taught things in school, they generally take it as the indisputable facts, not realizing that higher education has reached a state of indoctrination disguised as academia. It bothers me that we don't question things more. Where is your argument leading, and where are the actual evidence that these schools are supposedly wretched for society? Yes. They are churning out people not prepared to be rolled by actual life, where no one gives a flying fuck about their feelings or leftist indoctrination and social justice BS. Which of these ideas will get you cancelled? Is it wanting smaller government? Maybe wanting a stronger economy? Asterisk which views do you get flack for that are right wing? Star. As long as the bias is recognized and obvious, then, as a student, you know what you're getting into. By this rationale, religious schools, which definitely have an agenda, are also bad for future generations. That's debatable. I have been to 3 different colleges, and the only remotely partisan place I attended was during my social work program. TBF, I think it's really hard to fully accept social work and its philosophies and lean conservatively. I'm also in the Midwest, if that means anything. What universities are right-winged? I live in Argentina and the best public university is biased towards one side. I had friends telling me that they wouldn't pass if they didn't agree with the professor's point of view. They should focus on what the science and the academia says, regardless of whether it's left or right. The distinction should be between sense and nonsense, not left or right. Today I learned there are right-wing colleges. Completely agree. I graduated from college in 2014, so things weren't that bad back then, but I have 2 younger sisters, one a freshman in college, who would come home with stories about how the professors strictly taught one side of every issue without giving any credence to the side they disagreed with. Luckily my parents were very open with us regarding both left and right-wing rhetoric, so we didn't fall for the partisanship taught at college today. Another big issue at schools relate to the absolute vitriol directed at any guest speakers who aren't talking about things you believe in. Not only are students today censored from hearing both sides, but they take proactive measures to make sure that their echo chamber remains as such.